Hi, I wanted to do a quick tutorial on how to install and how to use the training tool that I built for a class in Unreal first. Now, what you have to do to install it is there is a folder here that we have called training tool. Now, in order to install it, all you need to do is download the zip file and then add it to Show and Explorer. If I just come into a project, place the unzip file into the content directory and then unzip it. Now this was built in 5.3 unfortunately, so it's not going to be backwardly compatible at this point. It should be forwardly compatible, but 5.3 is what I've rebuilt it in. Okay, so let me show this working. Now, once you've uninstalled it, you'll see that they have the training tools here. If you right-hand click and click Run Editor Utility Widget, so on Training Aid, you will get this box here. Now, at the moment there is nothing in it. There's no slides or anything like that. But what it is it is unlocked. You can see that there is a lock and an unlock in the top right hand corner. This is going to allow us to put it in either run mode, where you'll get none of the buttons, you'll just get the slides to click through, or you can unlock it, and that's going to allow you some more functionality. The first one being here, if you click on this will actually open up the training aid so that you can go through the code if you want to change it. But the main thing is, at the moment we have no slide title. So if I come, we've got at the bottom here, we've got quick add room or display. So let's start off by adding in a room. So if I click add room, you're going to see that we get a room which is created. Now, if I select this room, the selection will change so that I've got some different settings, so I can change how I want this to be laid out. Now, this is the default that we've got here. If you want flat, it's going to give you a slightly flat room with raised edges. And if we hit open area, it's going to give us a massive area. So if we want to put in a landscape or anything like that. Now, you may have noticed the numbers come up here. So if I go back to default, you're going to see that you can change the numbers. So if you want this to be a bit taller, you can change the number to 30 and it'll be taller. If you want it to be wider, so width is the width across. So at the moment it's set to 10, so if I set it to 15, it would get slightly wider, and depth is going to be the depth here, so if I change that to 40, it will get wider. Okay, so it's just a simple room. Now, what we also have is, if I push this back button here, or if I click off onto anything that isn't a room, I'll get back to the quick add. And the other option that I've got is I can add in a display. So if I click display, it's going to add a display in front of the camera here like this. Now, again, if you select the display, it will bring you up some options. The first thing is you've got title tag. So if I call this intro, and I can also add other text under it, and it will just appear on the display. Now I've got some controls here, so I could change this to be centralized, or I can change the size of the text. So I can quickly make a specific display that I want. Now I've got another option here that we've got a couple of other buttons here. So the first one being the set camera offset. Now, say I want, when we visit this, for us to be at this angle. I'm just going to slow the camera down. This dramatic angle. If I hit set camera offset, it's going to remember that angle. Now, there's also a button here that says add. If you hit the add, you're going to see that this now appears in the list. that we have here. And what that's going to do is I am going to be able to jump back to that location on that slide, and this will make more sense so when we add extra ones in. So if I come over here and add another display, so I'm going to call this yes. I'm going to align it to the center, increase the size of this to be about, I don't know, 150, and I am going to jump into the edit look. Now here we have a number of other settings, so we can either change the height, the shadow cover, the width, the depth, so that's the depth, or we can add a panel or not. So at the moment the text is coming up on, the title is coming up there. If I hit a panel, it's going to add it at the bottom. I've also got some presets. So this is the default. Otherwise we've got a flat one with a panel, which is good if you're doing it in 3D space. And I've got a floating one that's great if you just want something that's going to be floating in the world. So I'm going to centralize that. I'm going to edit the top, and the height I will make 5. I'll make it 4. And I'm going to change the background. Now with the background we have a few defaults, but you can use your own colors. So I go yes. You can also change the well, I've got no defaults, but I can change the title text or the description color as well. We've also got a light here. You can turn that on and off and increase the intensity so that it just looks brighter. The other section we have in here is asset. Now, if I've got this working, what this will do is, say when we come onto this slide, I want this material to be displayed. Now all I need to do is copy the reference, paste it into the asset spot, hopefully that will work, and make sure this is added to the section. Now if I navigate away from this, if this is working, no, it's not working. Okay, I'll go in and fix that in a minute. But so we have yes here, which is text, and we've now got this as the second version in here. Now I can drag this out, and I can change the text and make myself a no. And change the color, add that one, edit the look, change the background color to be red, and we've got a second one here. So what you've got is the ability, and if I turn that off, you can see we've got the ability for us to easily move around the presentation, and when I get the asset, when I get the reference working, we'll be able to use that as well. You've also got, now this is designed to be just chucked at the top like this, and what this means is if you have this fired up, when you are coming into a lesson or something like this, you will be able to quickly navigate everybody around a project so that they know exactly where they are at any one point. You can jump to the end and jump to the beginning, without them having to go and sort of find the location that you're at and find the asset that you're working on. Okay, a quick update. I've done an overhaul on the asset selection system. So now you'll see that you have an option for an asset to browse to. So say I come into here and I grab the mannequin, I can just use the selected one, and then that's going to have the mannequin in here. And now as I move through them, it will automatically browse to whatever one I have selected. So I'd love you to have a go and give us any feedback on how this how this works and what your thoughts are. Any other questions, please get back to me. Thanks a lot.